fear of war even as India-China border calms down. India is closely monitoring the withdrawal of Chinese troops after weeks of border clashes. India's skepticism is based on past experience of not being able to trust China. July is a crucial month for India and China. It was on July the 14th, 1962 that the Chinese troops first withdrew from the Indian border. The retreat was up to 200 yards. Similarly, 58 years later, China pulled back its troops on July the 6th, 2020. Both withdrawals took place in Galvan region of border. It is doubtful that this retreat of China is a prelude to a two-step forward. Exactly 97 days after the news of the withdrawal of Chinese troops from Galvan in 1962, China launched an offensive against India. The Indochina War began on October the 20th, 1962. There have been reports since October the 18th that China is planning a massive attack on India. According to intelligence reports, Chinese troops are preparing to make simultaneous incursions into Sikkim, Bhutan and the northeastern regions. The Chinese army captured all the monasteries near the border to stockpile weapons on those days. China also stationed another division of army on the Bhutanese and Sikkim borders. Meanwhile, Chinese citizens were evacuated from Tibetan border towns. Chinese troops were stationed there. With memories of this cheat of China in mind, India is now looking at things with caution. Top Indian military officials also point out that the old action plan cannot be ruled out in the new situation. Indian troops and drones continue to monitor border. Fighters and Apache helicopters, equipped with state-of-the-art night vision systems, are also patrolling the border. MiG-29 seconds are also used for night observation. The border began to calm down after talks between India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. As part of the agreement, India has also withdrawn troops from the conflict zone. Beyond China's calculations, India had a large military presence on the border. India has also equipped missiles, Rafael fighters, Apache helicopters, Russian-made tanks and Brahmos missiles at the border. Meanwhile, there have been reports of secret weapons that India has not yet released may be used against China in the event of a war. These are the moves that are most worrisome for China, which is booming economically in the world. The opening of the war front by the United States around China and the unexpected mood from neighboring countries such as Vietnam and Japan are the factors that have held China back. These factors have also influenced Ajit Doval's discussion with China. China also fears that in the event of a war, it will have to face multiple enemies at the same time. The lack of Russian support is also a factor that has put pressure on China. India's biggest achievement is the support of Russia and the US at the same time. Japan and Israel have come out publicly for India. The United States has deployed warships to the Gulf of China, putting pressure on China. The United States has stepped up its intervention in Hong Kong to put pressure on China. When it comes to the Indochina War, China can only consider two countries as firm partners. That is Pakistan and North Korea. If the conflict with China erupts, India's first priority will be Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. This area, which crosses the Pakistan-China economic corridor, would be a major blow to Pakistan and China if India seizes it. The geographical advantage and the experience of the war are in favor of India. The strength of the Indian Air Force at the border is a major threat to any Chinese aircraft carrier. India is not far behind China in military strength, and this is exactly what bothers China. No matter how great the force is, if the force breaks down, it can be difficult to hold. If India creates a rift in China's power, then the US will be the one to step in. China's current retreat is in anticipation of such a situation. India's Ministry of Defense is on the move to procure maximum modern weapons. Negotiations are now underway to release the entire Rafale fighters which India is buying from France without delay. Reports say the Prime Minister has spoken directly to the French President in this regards. India is also buying more S-400 Triumph missile defense systems from Russia. India's Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is directly involved in the matter. In addition, it is trying to buy more weapons from the United States and Israel. Efforts to further modernize the Indian army are also in full swing. China has realized that things will not be as easy as in the past if there is another confrontation with India. Localblog.com